Hey guys, Kyle Miller here with Mortgage Brokers Ottawa. Welcome to my quick 5 video series that I'm going to put together to just give you a quick high level view of what we're going to be looking for when we look at qualifying for a mortgage. And this is working with me, most likely work with any other mortgage agent or broker, even into the banks. So this is just good information to have. And it is more detailed than what I'm going to show you, but this will give you a good grasp on what you need to worry about if you're thinking of buying soon or even later into 2017. So we've got 5 videos that we're going to do, and they're really quick, really short. And then what's going to happen is there will be a longer one that's more involved, playing with some numbers, showing some examples of how this all ties together. Because if there's one thing people have to know, it's never just as easy as how much money do you make. It's just not that easy anymore. I don't know if it ever was, but it's definitely not now. A lot of moving parts, a lot of things we got to worry about, and I think where the advantage of working with the right person is, bank, broker, agent, whatever, is the fact that they know how to manipulate, and I say that in the most legal way possible, manipulate the information to make it work and to even guide you on how to get this done. Maybe you can't get it done today, but maybe you need 2, 3, 6 months to get it done. But if we do the work today and send you on your path, maybe we're going to save you a whole bunch of time and a whole bunch of heartache down the road. But it all starts with the basics, and that's what we're going to get into. So here we go. Video 1, my 6.5% rule. All right, so here's my 6.5% rule. So as you're looking for your house price and you're figuring out what you can do, the one thing you can't forget about is your down payment and your closing costs. Those are 2 things that we need to make sure we have as part of your deal. Now, what's 6.5%? 6.5% is just that. 5% for down payment as a minimum, 1.5% for closing costs. So the 5% is the minimum, and that's pretty standard issue right now. The 1.5%, that might change, but for now, that's what we're using as our guideline, as our rule that the lenders are going to want to see. All right. So the 1.5%, that includes your land transfer tax, if you even have to pay any, your lawyer fees, title insurance if it's required, and then a few extras in there that might come up in terms of property tax payments and things like that. Closing costs we'll cover on another day, another video. For now, that's what you need to worry about. So as you're looking at your home price and you're saying, oh, I want to buy 300,000, I want to buy 400,000, right? That's fine. Even if you're qualified for that much, that's fine. But you have to make sure you have sitting around in the bank, or at least that you can accumulate in time, that 6.5% that you're going to need to do that. All right. So let's look at an example of what that looks like. We're going to keep this example going for the whole 5 videos that we're going to do, so the numbers can stay relatively consistent. If we need to change them for any reason, you can call me directly, or if you want some questions answered about your specific situation, you should have enough information to maybe play with them by yourself and give yourself a good estimate. But if not, we can always work those out together, you and I. So let's say you want to buy a house that's worth $300,000. You've been pre-qualified for that already. We've already done the homework. We know 300 grand is what you can get. Now we got to split up our 6.5% rule. Let's look at it this way. So we got 5%, which is $15,000. That's the minimum you need for down payment. Then we need the 1.5%, which is $4,500. So all told, for a purchase of $300,000, you need to also have available $19,500 just to make sure you can close. Now don't get me wrong. There could be more costs in there. That could be higher. It also could be lower. But at the end of the day, you need to be able to prove to me, so I can show to the lender where that $19,500 is coming from. Just a side note, you do not need all that money in your bank today. A couple quick rules that are kind of on the side. Money is considered yours if it's been sitting in any account for 90 days, or if it's been steadily accumulating for 90 days. So let's say there's 2 of you in a household, and one of you, because you're renting or living with your parents, and one of you can just sock money away and just put that paycheck aside for however long it takes you to get to $19,500. You don't need to have that today, but as long as you have it basically within 10 days before closing, and we can show it, and that it's consistent and it makes sense, and we can show it through bank statements, you're going to be fine. So that's the way the 6.5% rule works. No matter what you're pre-qualified for, make sure you look at it as from terms of 6.5% because you need that amount of money to make sure that you can close this deal.